Throughout professional wrestling's history, few performers have managed to achieve the kind of success as my guest today. He has held titles in companies all over the world, including the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. He's widely regarded as one of the best technical wrestlers of all time. He is the Crippler, Chris Benoit. Hi Chris, how you doing?
Good, how you doing?
You having a busy day?
Yeah, very busy, I apologize.
That's fine, it's no problem. How are you enjoying being back on Smackdown?
I'm enjoying it a lot. Just different level of competition and the different competition itself. I get to step into the ring with the likes of Booker T again, with JBL. It has just changed the competitiveness all across the board.
Speaking of Booker T, you're in the middle of another Best of 7 series of matches with him, which is actually the second time that the two of you have done this. On the Hard Knocks DVD, you said that it had been tough coming up with 7 individual matches. Are you concerned about that this time round?
No, I'm not. Booker T is obviously seasoned, so much since the last time we've done it, and as have myself. So it's been quite challenging, competitively, in a competitive way, to step into the ring and wrestle him. I'm having a lot of fun doing it, and because I like the competitiveness that Booker T brings to the table.
So apart from the US Championship, what are you hoping to get out of it, this Best of 7?
Well, obviously the US Championship, and I want to be able to have a series of matches that the fans will be talking about years from now, as they get their in a Best of 7 series back to WCW at the time. But I want fans to be able to look back, years from now and be able to talk about it in a very positive way.
The SmackDown roster has been very sadly depleted over the recent months. Has this put additional pressure on you as a headliner for that brand?
I don't think it does. I think I don't see it as pressure. I see it as challenge, and I really enjoy that. As I said, that part of the industry, that's the part that I really enjoy. The challenges of stepping into the ring with, one day you're facing a guy who's just a high flyer and very quick, and the next day you're facing a guy who's just a giant and a monster. It's a part of the challenges that I enjoy. So I don't feel it as a pressure. I feel it as a challenge.
Bret Hart said on Bite This recently that you could have woken him at 4 in the morning to have a match with Chris Benoit. How do you look back on the few matches that you had with Bret Hart?
Wow, they all meant so much to me, especially the one at Kemper Arena.
Yeah.
With Bret, that was in tribute to Owen. It just meant so much to me to be able to step into that ring and do that in honor of Owen. But all my matches that I've had with Bret are very memorable because I grew up watching. I spent a lot of time watching Bret as a teenager.
Yeah.
Watching him step to wrestling when I was in some of my years as I growing up dreaming about becoming a wrestler. I used to go every Saturday to the Pavilion in Edmonton and watch Bret wrestle. So it's truly an honor to be able to step into the ring with him and wrestle him.
You and Bret have been described as two of the best technical wrestlers of all time. What to you defines a technical wrestler?
Someone that could go in there and not have to rely on swinging a chair or swinging, a barbed wire baseball bat, or someone that can go in there and have a wrestling match without throwing a punch or without throwing a kick.
Yeah.
Just wrestling on the mat and telling a good story and keeping the people captivating while doing it at the same time.
Are there any matches that you've had that you look back on and that you would count as defining moments in your career?
WrestleMania 20.
Yeah.
Against Shawn Michaels and Triple H.
Definitely. Yeah, for sure.
Defining moment of my career.
Is there anyone out there, retired or active, that you'd love to step into the ring with that you haven't yet?
Oh, there's a ton of guys that are retired. I think back to, all the wrestlers that have, paved the road to for us to be where we're at right now. There's a ton of them. I could go on and on and on.
So you don't have one actual dream match?
Well, I'd love to wrestle, the original Tiger Mask.
Yeah.
I think that'd be great. Buddy Rogers. I'd love to wrestle Pat Patterson in his heyday.
Yeah.
I could just go on and on and on and on.
Yeah. Okay, well, for the people that you have been in the ring with, who have been some of your favourite opponents to date?
They all are. I enjoy every match that I have, really. Part of the reason why I started wrestling because of the competitiveness, because of the challenges that you face once you step into that ring. It's just the unknown. So, I've got guys that I've got better chemistry with, but I enjoy doing it. I love what I do. So every time I'm in that ring, I'm doing something that I love doing.
Who'd be someone that you'd say you have great chemistry with?
Well, there's a lot. Triple H, Chris Jericho, Booker T, Bret Hart. There's a number of wrestlers. Ric Flair.
Yeah.
It's a long list. Jushin Thunder Liger.
Yeah.
Dave Finlay. Negro Casas. I'm naming some of the names from around the world now.
Yeah, yeah.
I've been fortunate enough to wrestle around the world.
Speaking of wrestling all around the world, and you have been in a lot of promotions, a lot of companies, which one would you say has been the best to prepare you for your career at WWE?
They all have. In terms of preparing me for WWE, all of them contributed, a little piece of who I am today.
Yeah.
Because they all had their unique style. Like I go over to Germany and wrestle for Otto, and a lot of European style there. Then I go to Japan, which was a strictly Japanese style. Then I go down to Mexico. That's an entirely different style in itself. And I took a little piece of each pie and put them all together.
Yeah.
ECW fits into that as well.
Well, speaking of ECW, it was known for its, violent, bloody style and rabid fans. Did you ever feel intimidated in that environment?
No, not at all. And that's what made myself, Dean Malenko and Eddie Guerrero different as we went there and we wrestled. Everyone else, just about the whole show were about going through the tables and hitting someone over the head with a garbage can or hit someone with a baseball bat. When we'd go in there and just have straight wrestling matches pretty well. That's what made us so different.
Many of us know the infamous story of how you got the name of the Crippler, but how did the name the Rabid Wolverine come about?
I'm not sure how that came about. I remember JR started calling me the Wolverine on TV, and I think it just stuck. Just because of my tenacity and my aggressiveness, and the fact that I'm not the biggest man in the world, but I never let my size be a hindrance.
Yeah, it's nothing to do with Wolverine from the X-Men.
Perhaps, I don't know. Maybe you should ask JR.
Chris, I know that I speak for all New Zealand fans when I say how saddened we were to hear about Eddie Guerrero. On behalf of all New Zealand fans, I'd like to pass on our condolences for your loss.
Thank you. Thank you.
WWE have been giving us so many great Eddie Guerrero moments to look back on. Watching you and Eddie in the ring at WrestleMania 20 is one of my favourites. That gets me every time. What are some of your best memories of Eddie?
Wow, I've got so many because we've shared so much, and after I came back from Phoenix from the service, we went right over to Europe and finished the tour over there. And when I got home, my wife gave me a diary. In that diary, I've been writing letters to Eddie, talking about different times that I remember and stuff. And there's just so much, and hopefully by the time I get it done, I'm going to offer it to someone in his family if they want to read it or they choose to read it. If they choose not to, then it's going to go up in a special place for me. But there's just so many, But that moment at WrestleMania 20 characterizes our relationship so much because you could tell, Eddie in the ring and just you could see the pride that he had on his face.
For sure.
For me. And he was so encouraging, like he was just telling me, yes, Chris, we did it, we did it, you did it, and he did it. He just kept saying that, and I'll never forget that, because that's how our relationship was. Eddie was always a very encouraging person, and very, very positive. I mean, he gave me a different perspective when my perspective wasn't right. When I was feeling down, he'd give me something to look up to, or if I was going through some personal, he'd give me something, that would, he'd give me a ray of sunshine. He was just always there for me.
Yeah.
It's hard to describe. A lot of people say, well, you guys were like brothers. And I'm like, no, it was deeper than that. And it was. I can't explain it. It's hard to choose the right words. I could tell you that I truly loved him.
Yeah.
Loved him as a human being, loved him as a person. He was a very special person in my life that has made a huge impact, and that'll never. It's a big part of who I am. Eddie Guerrero is a big part of who I am.
Yeah. I was part of a conference call with Christian Cage yesterday, and he said that everything that people have been saying about Eddie is absolutely true, that he just had a heart of gold.
He did.
Yeah.
He truly did. And he had his moments, and I'm laughing because off the top of my head, I think of, we were doing a non-televised event one night in Winnipeg, and some fan was drinking and threw a beer at Eddie, and Eddie got mad and turned around and slapped him. And then afterwards, after Eddie got back from the ring, he was in the back and he was feeling so bad. I mean, he was kicking himself so hard. And I said, Eddie, what's the matter? What are you doing? He goes, I shouldn't have done that.
Oh.
I didn't mean to hurt him. And I'm like, Eddie, okay, I was belligerent. He threw a beer at you. He said, you were in the right to do that. I mean, but he just felt so bad about it. And this kind of guy Eddie was. It's like he always, he never wanted to hurt anyone's feelings, and he always wanted people to feel good, and he always went out of his way to accommodate people.
Yeah.
And he did so many good things. He was such a kind-hearted person.
Yeah.
Out of all the people I know, to choose one guy that said, well, he never intended any harm at all. Eddie Guerrero would definitely be that guy. Yeah.
He is going to be very sadly missed by, everyone, every wrestling fan around the globe. I know that for sure. On a slightly more positive note, New Zealand fans have been really looking forward to seeing Smackdown out here in March. Have you been out to New Zealand before?
No, I've never been. I'm looking forward to it. I've been to Australia, but never to New Zealand.
Yeah, you're looking forward to coming out here?
Oh, yeah. I'm really psyched. I'm looking very forward to coming.
For many New Zealand fans, this will be their first WWE show. What can they expect from a WWE live event?
Everything. There's, it's a complete package whenever WWE comes to your country or to your town or to your city or, wherever we come, because we've got the divas, we've got the technical wrestlers, we've got the hardcore wrestlers, we've got the high flyers, we've got the giants. We have a bit of everything. So it's a complete package.
Chris, I just wanted to say thank you so much for taking the time to talk with us today. We really appreciate it, and we're very much looking forward to seeing you out here in March.
You're very welcome. And I want to thank the fans of New Zealand for their condolences in terms of Eddie, because it's a very, very difficult situation, but I want to thank them for their condolences.
Well, I can tell you that all our hearts go out to Eddie and his family and all his friends. Yeah, so all the best for Armageddon and for that US Championship, and we're looking forward to seeing you out here in March, Chris. Thanks very much.
I appreciate that. Thank you.